Hey guys, I'm starting the show. I'm sorry, a little bit. Or you can go
I'm
outside.
starting, I'm
I'm
starting the
top.
fucking show.
You
I'm
know
being
what? Shut the
stuck
fuck
at the
up.
party.
The party has started.
I'm being bougie at the party. I'm starting the fucking show and shit. I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up.
Awkward enough. Oh shit, it's recording.
Uh,
What
yeah,
up, though? Hey guys,
that dude.
welcome to season 2 teaser number 3 for Awkward Menage. Our first fucking video. It will get better. But yeah, we're here. And go ahead. I have my host on the line. One of them anyway. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir. You can't see him because he's black as fuck, but not even that black.
Hey,
Well,
listen,
whatever.
hey, shut your goddamn mouth. For the fucking mercenary in this motherfucker. Reporting live from fucking Flint. I've been drinking water that tastes like nickels and shit.
Nigga, you been drinking water?
Drinking water that tastes like nickels. Because
Salute
the
to
government
you.
still ain't fixed it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely a salute.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, hey, I've been drinking tap water all my fucking life any goddamn way.
Right, right.
I mean, shit, I figured this much. Like, shit, if I done fucked around and drunk out the fucking water hose, it ain't shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Water. Why is water holds water better than the tap water though? Is what I don't
I don't know.
understand.
That shit be water. That shit be good as fuck, don't it? Like,
Yeah, what? Yes. It's like the best fucking water you could have outdoors in the summer is water hose. Fucking
yeah.
water.
And it's like it's funny because it got like that weird rubber smell and shit, but it just tastes so good.
It tastes so good and it's so cool and cold. Like, what the fuck is
Like,
that
why is
about?
this shit colder than the shit that's coming
They
from
need
like?
to siphon that shit into the homes. Like, what is that? Oh,
Hey, shit, this is awesome, nigga.
right, right.
I
Hey,
think it's
let
just
me ask
because
you
you be
this.
running around outside and shit, and you be hot as fuck, so it's like shit. It don't matter no way, but you know.
True, true. But before we get on to the topic of drugs in our hoods, let me ask you this. What were there any albums that dropped this past weekend you were particularly into? Did you listen to?
Um, I don't really like listening to shit, so it's like no. Like that was.
I kind of figured. I'm about to start joining Vic in this whole dinosaur chain. Like he calls me a dinosaur, but I think you're more of a dinosaur than me because at least I
Well,
listen.
no, see, the thing is, it's like, I just be doing so much other shit that I just don't take the time to sit around listening to brand new albums from niggas that I probably wouldn't buy their albums anyway. That's just what it
Right.
really is.
Oh,
Like,
okay. So you have your little music that I know you have your music that you listen to when you're doing your shit. You don't ever feel the need to just venture out sometimes?
no, I don't. Like, there's a reason though. Like, I done been disappointed by fucking artists so many fucking times that I just don't want to hear the shit. It's like, man, whatever, fuck it.
Mhm.
Like,
Very true. Very true.
that's why I don't like. So, it's like most of the time, like I usually come to find out about the shit from like Savard and them and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like such dropped the album. I'm like, oh well damn, shit, I
And
might
you
want
know
to
what?
check it
I
out.
think that's my difference now too. Before I had people that would keep me hip to all the new shit. Now I don't have that. So I have to take the initiative myself to listen to it or I never fucking will.
But that's what I'm saying though. It's like, I get fucking like I literally get frustrated listening to new niggas because like even new albums from like older niggas. Like cause it's like shit, this shit is like ass. And then I was just like, like why did I just
Really?
waste an hour of my fucking life? I just wasted an hour of my life listening to this bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I really end up feeling. Like, shit, that's some bullshit. Why the fuck am I listening to this shit, man? Ugh. Like, and like every now and then, like, I come across some new shit and I like 2 or 3 fucking songs. So
Right.
it's like,
Got you, got you.
why even bother? It's like shit. If I see like a if I see like a review from somebody and it's like,
Mhm.
let's say, they be like, yeah, you can listen to everything except like, these 1 or 2 songs.
Is that okay?
And yeah, from time to time, yeah, I go ahead and bang that shit out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, fuck it, I'm gonna listen to this
So
shit.
let me ask you this. Cynthia said you only listen to it if it had a review. Did you listen to that album I reviewed yesterday?
Absolutely not, because I read the review.
Oh, she said absolutely not because I read the damn. See, I was hoping that wasn't the case. Like people would still listen to it and at least give it a chance. Like it was.
But you have to remember that
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more critical than a lot of people. So
True.
it's like, if I hear it and it's like trash, then I'm gonna be mad as fuck that I sat there and listened to the shit. Like, I just said that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why did I do this?
Exactly.
It's like I would have to listen to it like when I have like absolutely nothing else to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
that
like,
was me, man. People were getting mad at me yesterday because I was taking the time to write and listen to that shit. But man, and I had to smoke a blunt. Like I couldn't get through it without weed because that's how bad it was. It's just.
It's like, like that's what I'm saying.
Maybe
Like,
I'm being a little too harsh, but I don't know how to be any way other than myself. So I'm gonna talk shit and give you advice at the same motherfucking time. Mm-hmm.
I think he came back this way though, but
Did he? Did he really?
probably I don't fucking know shit. But anyway, like it's like for me, it's like okay, like Savard, right? Like I know if I listen to his shit, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna like it. You know what I'm saying?
And that you know what I knew because he always 9 times out of 10 he's gonna read my shit and critique it for me and edit it if need be. But that's who I was talking about in the album towards the end when I said, there were artists who have their first actual album. His review was shit. I started that shit with Illuminating Darkness was a dim light was the light bulb that was going out in a dimly lit hallway, like the only light bulb hanging on, and that shit was about to go out. That's who I was talking about when I made that statement.
See, the difference is
artists have had that bad review,
like,
but I praise them.
I don't know how your boy Whisper gonna take the shit. You feel me? Like, cause like when I drop some shit and people don't like it, which is like kind of rare. Like I mean, I have people that just
I can out rap KRS-One in a battle, right?
Absolutely, I could, but I mean, shit. It's like in real life, like I know I could, but it's like shit. When the fuck do I battle? You see what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
It's like if I battle on wax, that's one thing. I'm not about to jump on stage and take 3 months out of my fucking life to write a bunch of shit to fuck around and rap without a beat and all this stuff. Nigga, I might as well make a fucking song.
A perfect glitter that's doing it. Right.
That's just how I look at it. Like, if you ever paid attention, like, if you really pay attention, like, I don't even fuck with battle.
Would you battle a regular MC? Because I do want to have that battle rap episode, and I want to have some battle MCs come on, and I would like to have a fucking battle on the show. Somebody.
But my whole thing, listen, like me, like I feel like I'm wasting my talent if I'm not doing the whole song. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I make music. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't fuck around and just rap it and fuck around and that's just what I do. Like, nigga,
that's what I want to have because like, I feel like you have 2 lanes. You have battle rapper, you have artist. And that's the discussion. Like, can battle rappers make good hip hop music? And I believe they can, but they come too far and in between.
I mean, there's a few. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, cause I feel like, okay, like, you got motherfuckers that's like, Pharaoh Months. You know this nigga probably was running around battling the shit out of motherfuckers. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, at the same time, it's like, Pharaoh Months is just that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of my favorite rappers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Top 5 in my book.
Right. I feel like, honestly, I'm a big person for the disses and the hip hop beefs, but I feel like that's what makes the difference between a good artist and a great artist is having that background in battle rap. And when somebody comes for you, just being able to destroy them, like no matter what. Like I'm pretty sure you can do that because you're just a natural comedian. Period. You talk shit all day, every day. But just the average MC, you know?
I mean, yeah, it's like I could go after motherfuckers if I felt like it, but it's like I would much rather make a good song. Or you know what I'm saying? It's like because you also have to remember, like I listen to a lot of like old school and shit like that too. So it's like I appreciate a song just like the way a song is put together and shit like that. Like you know what I'm saying? As opposed to just like me just talking shit, because I can just do that on regular everyday type shit, like you just said. Like I just do that. Like that's easy. But to make like a song like steady flipping it, there's still motherfuckers running around singing that shit till this day.
You know what? I've been writing the same 2 songs for the last 5 years, and I still have one verse and a hook. That's it. It's like I write
steady
poetry,
flipping.
I write articles,
Like
I write stories.
I literally wrote that song. I literally wrote Steady Flipping in about 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But I recorded it in like 98 or 99. It was like right around like either the end of 98 or early 99, right, or whatever. And it's still niggas running around quoting shit off of that song.
Right.
But
Okay.
that's because I made a good song. You see what I'm saying? As far as a battle, ain't nobody gonna remember that shit 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
In cases, you know what I'm
Unless
saying?
you have those, I have seen where guys just obsess over that shit and just watch it all day, every day. But I think that's so they can learn the rhyme and how to say it. So when they write their own shit, you know, they just stealing a little bit here, a little bit there. Let's put all this shit together and make it sound good, you know?
I mean, that's like, listen, real shit. Like Al Jones used to call me to like rehearse his bars and shit. And I would never fuck around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would say some sweet shit, but at the same time, it was like I never would remember the shit because it was kind of to me like, well, shit, you just going up here to talk shit to this motherfucker, and you're gonna be on video for a hot second. It's gonna be open line and all of that type of shit. But at the same time, it's not anything that's like provoking me to fuck around and just want to hear it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Okay, I got you.
Like with me, it's like the whole, like I said, it's the whole composition of the song. Like I want to hear the beat. I want to hear the way you deliver the song. I want to hear all of that type of shit. You feel me?
I want to hear that too, but I do like a good battle from time to time.
So it's like
I do appreciate
like
getting into that world just a little bit.
Right.
But yeah,
So
I
it's
feel
like
you.
you
I
got
understand.
like Eric being Rakim. I ain't no joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that shit word for word. I cannot fuck around. I promise you, and I can't fuck around and go back to any battle I've ever fucked around and paid attention to and remember any shit that they said. But it was just because of how everything was put together and how it sounded, the sonic quality and all of that type of shit. So it's like, you know, it's like shit. How old is that fucking song? People still ride around banging that shit. I heard somebody listen to it the other day, like shit, that's what's up. But I mean, that's kind of like that's kind of why I like Kendrick Lamar, because it kind of reminds me of like these old school niggas with this new school type of swag, if that's what you want to say. Because I hate the word swag, but I couldn't think of shit else.
Oh, I'm muted. My bad. But that's what I was telling the artist like years ago. Name tag. I want his track added for a return episode because that hook is like back at it. Like what the fuck's up? You know, we back at it. So, but I want that song. But I told him a while ago, like you make classic music, you make timeless music, and that's the difference. Like no matter when that song was made, no matter when that album dropped, throughout the years, you can still take the time to appreciate it, listen to it, and relate to that shit. That is timeless fucking music. And it is so rare these days because everybody's so worried about making the quick buck. They don't take the time to put the heart and the effort that it takes to actually make good music anymore. And that's sad, at least for our mainstream artists. And that's sad, I think. But that's me. But anyway, we must get on to our first topic because I said no more than 30 minutes and we're at 15. Drugs in the hood. What the fuck you got to say?
I mean, shit. I'm gonna put it to you this way. This is my philosophy on drug dealing.
Mhm.
In so many words. Okay, see what happens is, and I actually broke this down to somebody. What you do, what happens is this. Okay, so you have a bunch of little motherfuckers running around, right? They ain't got shit to do,
Right, right.
and the shit goes from like age group to age group. Quite honestly, like you have like let's say like with our age group in particular, right? See, we grew up watching that crack era of motherfucking drug dealers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what did we see? We saw niggas walking around with gold chains and trucks and you know what I'm saying? Like all of this other shit that was going on, nigga, TVs and shit before that shit was like famous down south and all that type of shit, right? So what the fuck you think we was gonna do? It's like shit. If I can go out here and I can make you figure at that point in time, like at the height of the crack era, these niggas was running around making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of that shit. So we saw things that we wanted. Shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my parents had respectable jobs and shit. They wasn't out there selling drugs. They wasn't using drugs, none of that type of shit. But at the same time, I'm looking at these niggas running around with all this other shit going on and they was really getting money. Right? My parents worked hard and I respected that. But at the same time, what it really came down to was shit. I want $1,000 out of fucking nowhere. You know what I'm saying? like I can sit still and make $1,000. My daddy just went to work for 8 hours, like 8 hours, and didn't get all that bread like that quick. You feel me?
Right.
So
You know
it's
what? My experience with drugs in the hood was a lot different. Wasn't around a lot of drugs. I was actually in DARE and those little programs, and like I believed that shit for like 26 years of my life.
like I didn't
Until
believe none of
I
that
smoked
shit
weed for the
because
first time. But yeah,
like I
I always saw the drug addicts and the crackheads, hanging out in the alley and shit like that, the stores begging for change. But I never really saw, how that environment really worked or what it was until I became much older in life.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. I didn't understand until I became a user, like why people do what they do. Because unfortunately, sometimes I'm the type of person, I'm gonna talk to you. If I'm gonna deal with you, I'm about to get to know you just a little bit and see what your story is and why the fuck do you do this shit. So yeah, it's very
Right. And see,
enlightening.
like, I was on the other end of shit because I wasn't like a user.
What was that?
Hmm.
Like I used to smoke a shitload of weed back when I was like a little younger and shit, but
Right.
for the most part, I was busy selling drugs. I wasn't thinking about fucking around using that shit because I was looking at the crackheads walking up and down fucking 6 Mile. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, no, I don't wanna use it. I'm just gonna fuck around and sell it to these motherfuckers.
Right. That's smart. That's smart.
Like,
Definitely. Why not?
so it was like, when you like even like you know what I'm saying, like when it came down to like shit like shrooms and shit, I think the strongest shit I ever even fucked with ever was like I fucked with some lean a couple times, and that was probably it other than some weed. You know what I'm saying? Like I just was never like, attracted to that shit.
Mhm. I got a giant fucking forehead. I'm trying to cut it off. With the video. I'm sorry, my bad. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That ain't no. Oh, shit. But no, that makes a lot of sense. But were you on the show? I think it was I think it was just Dick and I, and Blackface at the time. We had a caller, he was white, and he came on the show asking why majority of the people who do crime in America and stand on the street corners and sell drugs are black people. And I'm like,
Because they put it
weird.
there. What the fuck?
He said he was from Africa. He was a white man.
I don't believe
and
that
Big
shit.
and Blackface, they ham on him. But I'm like, where did you get this? And he said he was just new to the States and he was driving around like the hood, and that's all he saw. Well, motherfucker, if all you do is drive around the hood all day
Listen,
expecting something to
listen,
happen, like of
listen.
course that's what you're gonna
There's-
pay attention
listen.
to and see.
Right, and there's another point that I made. I say when you fuck around, and actually, I think I might have shared this where people could see it, but it was like, when you cubby hole people into this little area that you make it so hard to get out of, where it's to the point where it's like crabs in a fucking barrel and they gotta try to climb out, but everybody steady pulling each other down trying to get the fuck out. What the fuck do you expect
All right.
people to do?
Hey, have you ever seen that movie World War Z with the zombies and shit? And I
No,
think they
I
were
heard
in Israel or Jerusalem or some shit, and the zombies were climbing over the fucking wall and got into the city.
no,
Same
see, I
thing.
heard of it, but I've never seen it.
No? Okay, yeah. And whoever's seen that movie, same fucking concept. Go ahead. Yeah, I think that's right. And that was the point someone else made. I'm gonna pull that clip for the actual episode that we do with this topic, but
Uh,
um, yeah. Like if that's all you know, if that's all you've been taught, if that's all you've been
it's
shown,
not even look.
what the
It's not
fuck
even
else do
necessarily
you
all you
expect to
know.
happen?
It's not necessarily all you know. It's just all the fuck
Yeah.
you learn to adapt to.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
That easy money,
Like,
yeah. Yep.
do you think at any
Right.
point in
The
time while I was out
fail
here,
you, your fucking
when I
women
was in
fail
the
you,
streets and shit,
everything
that I
fucking
wanted
fails
to
you in life as a black
wanted to
man.
get in
The
the
system
shootouts and shit.
fails
No, I
you.
don't want to get no motherfucking shootouts and shit. I wanted to fuck around and take my ass to the motherfucking YMCA and shit like the little white kids and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't know,
That was
but
the
that's
fuck
what
I
I'm
wanted
saying
to do.
though. Everybody fails the black man in life. Nobody cares really. You're the biggest fucking target. So what else do you expect to really happen? Like some majority of the people are going to adapt to that environment versus trying to fight against it because that's the easiest thing to do. It's easier to concede than to fight. So why wouldn't they do that?
And it's like I wouldn't even say that it's easier. It's just shit. If I get the feeling that I'm just stuck in this situation, you see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, it's not necessarily easier, but it's just like, okay, everybody isn't book smart. You have people that are just completely and totally fucking street smart and don't know shit else. So you have like motherfuckers that can tell you how to weigh up a fucking pound of weed, but they can't tell you how to fuck around and read a book. I mean, that's just how shit works.
True.
Because like I said, like the whole concept of drugs in neighborhoods that they pretty much got placed in was to fuck
Right.
around and dumb down the motherfuckers that were around that shit.
Exactly. Yeah, and let's talk about that. Let's talk about the man's our government's part in the drugs that are in our hoods.
So where you
We
want to
we didn't,
start? You want to start
you
with the
know,
contents? Do you want to
right?
start with
We
the,
didn't
the
get it
war on
ourselves,
drugs?
we wasn't
Right?
funneling that shit.
Do you want to talk about how they did Freeway Ricky Ross? Do you want to talk? I mean, let's just like really like, I mean, shit. This nigga didn't know nothing about making no motherfucking crack. They
Right.
gave this motherfucker the goddamn formula to make crack. And then when he started speaking up, they locked his ass up for damn near 30 years.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
After
how
they
it.
put the shit there. Like,
They gave it to us. They fed it to us. I feel like that was the, let's see. We had religion, right? They gave us that first.
oh goodness.
Then what was after? There was something after religion that I missed. And then we got drugs. And then there was like a trifecta of events. Maybe civil rights, the civil rights movement.
I was
Number
about to say that. Probably the
one.
civil rights movement. So what they
Yeah,
did was like, listen, this is
the
what they
end of
did.
segregation, and it always comes back to that for me. Shoulda.
Like, think about that order that you just did, like that you just ran through, right? What was the first thing you said?
Slavery.
Okay, so you had slavery, right? And then they turned around and they signed the civil rights bill, right? Well, the civil rights bills. and then they turned around threw drugs in the neighborhood, snatched that hope right back out your motherfucking face. Like, yeah, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like, yeah, Trixie motherfucker.
Right. Can't have shit, nigga.
Because when you think about how, like, even let's say the crack epidemic panned out, you have uh a shitload of people going to prison. You got a bunch of people overdosing and all kind of other crazy shit, stealing toasters and every fucking thing else that can happen because of this shit. You see what I'm saying? So, what do you do? Like, this is what I like. You know, like I've mentioned this in the past also. Like, you know, what you do is, like I said, cubby hole a bunch of people, turn them into crabs in a barrel. You take away their self-worth. Now they going out here doing all kind of other fucked up shit to get somewhere in life, and then what happens? Now you got a bunch of fucking free labor. You didn't fuck around and brought slavery back.
And you know what? People talk shit about me because I will say this all day, every day. New fucking slaves. Kanye coined the song, new slaves. Like, we're just going through this cycle of just, and it looks good now because we're getting paid, but we're still scraping the bottom of the fucking barrel. And then we get locked up. We get penalized for doing the shit that they said, hey, go ahead and do it. Hey, it's okay.
Pretty much.
Hey, here you go. Have some crack,
Well,
motherfuckers. You know? But
and
we
it's
get
like,
penalized.
you
You get penalized for it as a black man. You will probably get locked up quicker than I would.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely.
I can fuck around and get caught with a nickel bag of weed, and you can get caught with a fucking half ounce of shit, and I fuck around and get 2 years in prison or some bullshit, and you, you know what I'm saying? You'll get like probation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fucked up. Hey, but you know what? They going live from prison now, bro. You be all right.
Shit, man.
Okay.
That's
No, but see, that's bullshit. And I'm gonna bring this up. We're gonna have an episode on feminism, but that is why I hate the fucking feminist movement. Like, bitch, do you understand how much fucking privilege you have just for being a woman, just for having tits, just for having an ass and a fucking vagina? Like, what the fuck do you mean?
Quite honestly, and it's like I hate to say it because it's like I love women. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like
I love me too. You know what I'm saying?
you know, the feminist movement destroyed the black family too. When they started deciding that they were going to do, like, you know, Section 8 and all that type of shit, the man couldn't be present in the home for her to receive those benefits. And it's still the same way now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know who I was telling this, but in some states, if you want to get food stamps, Medicaid, doesn't matter what you get, you gotta go for child support. They ask those questions. You have to.
They do it in
or you
Michigan.
don't get shit.
It's not like I know for a fact they do it in Michigan.
Yeah, I know too.
Like shit.
Like,
Like, wait a minute. So you gonna hit me? You gonna try to hit me for child support? No, I actually take care of my kids. What the fuck? And like then shit. Like if I don't have the money to do it, then you lock me the fuck up. So then now I'm in an even deeper hole because I can't be out there trying to make money for my kids because I'm locked up.
You in jail, you can't make it to work. Probably you got fired from your job by the time you got it. It's fucked up. But somehow we picked up this idea that we're not being treated fairly. You have always been treated better than any black man out here in this fucking world. And I don't care what anybody fucking says. Those are fucking facts.
So we are like this.
They say someone said because women. Wait. Someone said because the women can have babies, we would always have it worse. But I'm like, do you understand how many women are taking the time to get pregnant just because of the benefits that they get for having more fucking kids? Once they made that apparent, nobody gives a fuck anymore. Like, what
I
the
mean, like
fuck?
you gotta think about that shit. Nigga, free housing, free food, free shit,
Right.
all kind of free shit.
Right. But
State
if you're
voucher
a single
for
black father
free
in this
housing.
world, you can in this fucking nation, you can't get shit. You can't get shit. It's or you can get it, but it's very fucking hard, I hear. From everybody I talk to. It's very hard to get benefits.
Shit.
Very hard.
Shit is listen, it's hard to get it's hard for definitely a single black man to even get custody of his children. No matter
Right.
how fucked up the situation is. Like, you know what I'm saying? For the children dealing with their mom, it's hard as fuck for us to get custody of the kids.
Yeah.
So, like I said, shit, we are the biggest enemy of the fucking state. They have, I don't know what the fuck their gripe is with us, but hey, whatever the fuck it is,
Because they know what the majority of us don't know is that you are the protector, you are the savior, and without you, the black man, we have no fucking chance at all. I don't give a fuck how strong a bitch want to be. Without the black man, we ain't shit. We ain't shit. That's all it boils down to, and they know that, and that's why they destroy you. That's exactly
like,
why.
you know, like,
Anyway, we are at 31 minutes and 43 seconds. I told you I was going to hang the fuck up. It's time to go. Any final thoughts? Final thoughts at all?
Any racist white people, you can eat a dick. To all my black women, y'all, you know, some of y'all need to do a little bit better, and so do you niggas. When I say niggas, I mean niggas. I ain't talking about black men. I'm talking about niggas.
Niggas.
Y'all need to do better. Fuck it, shit.
Yeah.
You're spending all your money on these motherfucking white people's products and shit. Niggas, too many of us out here getting money and trying to do do positive shit. Fuck around and deal with that. There go my final thoughts. Like I said, if you racist and you white, or shit, racist and black, eat a dick. Shut that shit up. Those are my final thoughts. I'm good now.
All right. Well, with that,
My little mini rant is over.
peace.
Peace.